Hi Scrappy friends! I'm back with another Bring Over Borders to Pages from Facebook. I hope you enjoy this. So as you can see by my desk, today we are going to work in the Creative Memories 110 Scrapbooking Border Ideas and Sketchbook. So today we're going to work on page 79 in the book, and it's this sketch right here. I'll go ahead and change my screen so we can see it full screen and talk about it a little bit. Very simple but fun border today. It's using what I like to call an inset border making cartridge to get those flip-flops across the bottom. So really any of your border making cartridges that punch into the paper and stay attached to the paper until you trim it would work super great for this this border. In fact, I think it would be kind of fun to go through all my border making cartridges that are inset, and you can recreate this border in all kinds of different motifs and different papers, and it would be super cute. You could use it multiple times in one album and people probably wouldn't even notice. So anyway, there is a base to it. That would be what we could see as the yellow paper in the inspiration, and the base is the piece that has the treatment on it and the punch out of the border making cartridge. Then there's one thin layer placed on top of the base, and then there's circles punched out, or actually we're going to cut those out with our custom cutting system. They are placed underneath the border. And then there's some decoration. So we'll put some embellishments. We'll use a sticker. There's a sticker strip. There's what they use by those little circles. That would represent some type of border, or some, I like to say, to cover up that seam between the small strip and the base. Border sticker is perfect for that. Makes it super easy. You can also just use pieces of pattern paper or washi tape or another border cartridge punch out. So lots of options there. So a base, basically 2 layers and some embellishment. So super easy, but this is a super fun technique. So let me switch on back to my desk and we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to make a birthday border today, and I'm going to use the new birthday Bonanza paper collection. I have some scraps. Of course, you already know I think that most borders are great use of scraps. So I do have some scraps, my border stickers. Then I'll be using a Fast to Fab inspired page that also comes in the Birthday Bonanza collection for my base. And the first thing we want to do is create the base. So for that, I'm going to use this beautiful bright pink checkered paper. I don't know if you can see that. And we are going to cut a base, and the base is going to be 2.5 inches wide by 12 inches long. For the first layer, which is the thin strip that was toward the top of the sketch, this one is only going to be 3/4 of an inch by 12 inches. Sometimes it's easier to do it on this side of the trimmer because you have all this you can hold on to so it doesn't move. Okay, now to our base, let's bring that back in, because the base is where I'm going to bring in my border making cartridge and make the punch out. Okay, so I'm going to be using the confetti border making cartridge. It looks like this. It's just a bunch of little confetti, perfect for the birthday layout that I'm going to do. But so this is what, again, what I call an inset border. So once I punch it out, you'll see that the picture here stays in the paper. And that's why I call it an inset. Super cute border, super fun little confetti falls right out of here, hence the name of that punch. I'm going to put that aside. I might bring some of that back in. So our next step would be to make the circles. So let me put all that aside, and for that I'm going to bring in my custom cutting system, and I'm going to use the medium size circle. I'm going to use the inside track with a green blade. I'm going to cut out 6 circles, 3 on blue and 3 on this green here as well. bring back in my border. We're ready to assemble this a little bit here. So I'm going to take the 3/4 inch strip and put on some adhesive on the back. I'm going to use some repositionable. And this one is kind of fun because it has the little checks on, so it's very easy to see where I'm going to place it. But you want to do about pretty close to the top, so about 1/8 of an inch. Then we're going to take our circles, and the idea is to place it behind each of the little sections. The medium custom cutting template with the green blade on the inside should be a perfect match to fit right underneath the whole area right there. So I'm doing it, if you can see, there's chunks, so there's 1, 2, 3, so on, and I'm going to place it so it covers up the holes that were punched out from the punch. And if there's any overhang here, we can trim that, or you can just scoot it over a little bit. I'm going to actually use my mat here to help me align, because the circles at the bottom, I want them to all be aligned up the same. And since I have a directional piece here on with the blue stripes, I do want to make sure that my stripes are going the same way. Okay, then I'm just going to alternate the color. So I'll do blue and then green, and I'm just making sure that they're pretty lined up as I can get them. And I'm just going to continue that. Then I'll come back through with my adhesive. I just want to get the spacing down first, but you could do this in a one-step process where you apply the adhesive and get it tucked under there at the same time. So yeah, this is a fun border because, like I was saying earlier, we can use it for a lot of different punches. There you go. So you see how you can see the color coming through now, and alternating blue, green, blue, green. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it back out, and then this time I'm gonna put the adhesive on the top, and I'm gonna slide it back in and just align them all up. Give it a little press to hold that adhesive in place. Cute. Simple and cute. Now we bring in, if you look at the inspiration, right here is where they brought in a sticker right here to cover up the seam between those two pieces. I'm going to use this one right here. It's very festive. And there we go. Okay, and then to add the embellishments like they did in the inspiration, you can cut one more circle, pick whichever color, or use like the back side of the circle. But what I did is I pre-cut a circle to save us some time. I used my die cut machine and this template, this metal die. It has a stitch, it's stitched around the edges, and I did use the back side of the blue because I loved the little confetti pieces. I'm going to place that somewhere right here between the first and second circle. I don't want it to hang off the top, so I'm going to bring it down, and then I'm just going to add a little title I went ahead and pre-selected some stickers from my sticker sheets. This one's going to say a little cake and a lot of fun. And I'm going to put that probably like that so it hangs off my circle. Take these two little stickers that came off the sheet as well. I'm just mimicking the colors that I used already in my border. And then I have this little sticker that says memories. I'm going to pop that up onto some foam squares. I'm going to need to use the little ones for this. I'm going to take this one and put it just like that so it's raised up a little bit. And there we go. That's the border. I took the sunshine and summertime border that they had, used different paper, different tools, and recreated a birthday theme border. Okay, so let me clean this up really quick, and we'll go ahead and make a quick layout using our brand new border. And I chose this one because I loved the background has like a very light pink little dots on it. This part I'm not that excited about, so I knew right away that's where my border was going to go. And I'm just wondering if I should put it a little bit of color showing through the top or tuck it all the way up. Okay, so let me get my photos before I make that final decision and see where I want to place it. So I only have 3 photos for this event, so that made it kind of easy. And I already pre-cropped them down a little bit. And so I have these two, and then this one. This one I think I might want to tilt to give it a little bit of interest, but I'm not sure about that yet. Okay, let's see so far. I'm going to show a little bit through and see if I like the colorfulness at the top. Okay, so I want to add a little bit more depth to my layout and some more color. So I'm going to bring in a matte card. This is also from the collection, and I'm going to use it to matte this photo right here. And I also wanted to I still want to bring in more color and more layers. So I'm going to bring in a few pieces of paper for some layering. And I've pre-cut these. This one is from the light pink tone on tone pack. And this one happens to be 10 5/8 by 7 3/8. So of course I pre-measured based on my photos. You would want to do the same. So maybe your measurements would be a little different, but I know some of you like to know the measurements, so I wanted to go ahead and give you what I'm using. That's going to be a layer right about there. And you see how that pink just helps pop out my border and my photos. Let's bring one more photo back in. And then I thought I'm going to center this one just like that. But I still want something else here as a matte or a layer behind those photos. So that's where I'm going to bring in this. This came from the Kelly Green Tone on Tone pack. And this one is 7/8 by 4/8. So it's 4 5/8 inches wide by 7 7/8 inches long. There we go. It's going to look something like that. So I'm going to have a little bit of the pink, darker pink poking out all around the sides and the top. Then down here in the bottom, I'm actually going to bring my custom cutting system back in, and I'm going to cut out 2 more blue circles so I could bring my elements that I used up here, those circular elements, bring them back down in here to the bottom. So my idea is just to bring it down here. Of course, you could do anything that you want down here for a base. I just wanted to bring in some more blue. I could have done one of each. And I'm just going to kind of hang them off like that. A journaling box I pulled aside for this one. I have this little piece of journal paper that I used my new notebook edge punch on. I think I'm going to put it like that and tuck the circles in underneath. And then I'm just going to decorate this area as well. So I'm going to bring in a few stickers again from my sticker sheet. I have this cute camera. I'm going to overlap here to kind of cover up all the opened seam areas. Then it has these cute little pinwheels or some, I'm not sure, they kind of look like firecrackers, but they're super cute. So I'm going to bring those in on top. On the blues just becoming a cluster base. Then I am going to pop this up onto a little piece of foam tape, and it's going to go right here. Okay, and that's going to be my cluster for this area. And I'm only going to have 2 cluster bases on this one because I have that big beautiful border there and I want to keep it like that. So, and I am going to keep the little bit of color popping out there. I think that's beautiful. For my last thing is I'll bring in some finishing touches. So let's see, this collection came with these cute enamel dots. And well, they're not just dots, they're shapes too. So let's see. Maybe we want to add a balloon somewhere up here. And maybe between those 2 circles. And then I'm going to try and keep with just the colors that I use, which is the green, the blue, yellow, and pink. So all these on this side. I love the purple. I guess I did use a little purple there. And some of the stickers. So let's see. We're going to stick with pink. And I'm going to put one up there. I'm just going to space it around the border, give it a kind of a festive fill right there. And then down here, you know what, I have one yellow one, and I think that's all I'm going to add. that's my simple, fast layout. And that's why we spend the time making our borders, although you'll see that border was very quick, but turned it into a very fast, quick page. And I will get all this adhered nice and straight onto that page and get this one in my album. I hope that you go and give this one a try. Like I said, I went ahead and linked the blog post in the description above. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is easy border, and if you give it a try, let me know that as well. I'd love to know. Okay, so until next week, everybody.